Hello YouTube, this is Bonnie with another unboxing. This is of a deck that I purchased off of eBay, and it is called the Phantasmagoric Theater Tarot. Kind of a mouthful. But I first became aware of this deck on Simon's channel, The Hermit's Cave, and it was something that I just was like, oh my gosh, I have to have this. And I will explain why. So let's open it up. I just took it out of the box. And I will say that this deck is available on Etsy, but it cost more to get it on Etsy with the shipping. I think it was like $10 shipping, and so I found it on eBay with free shipping. So they said it was new, but it just seems to be wrapped in plastic wrap, kitchen plastic wrap, which tells me that it's not, let's see, yeah, it is not, doesn't have new, like factory packaging. So, I mean, it looks like it's in good condition, but, so this is what the box looks like. It's a US Games deck, and it is a tuck box, and you can see it's very whimsical. Welcome to the Phantasmagoric Theater, 78 cards which unlock the doorways of life. Graham Cameron's vibrant, whimsical illustrations chronicle a journey towards spiritual fulfillment and psychic connection. So this is an older deck. I want to say it's from the 90s. I can't remember. But it does feel like it's in pretty new condition. The deck is printed in Switzerland, it says. And that is the back. So that's a Sun card. I'm going to get my little tool here that I use for my tuck boxes. My sewing craft tool. Oh, you know what? It is new because there is plastic. It is in cellophane on the inside. So the outside wasn't. And there's a little white book. But this is much larger than a standard tarot deck. And I'm going to bring a certain tarot deck that we're going to compare with later, because I think it's like a love child of this deck and maybe another one. And that's why I got it, because I'm going, oh my gosh, this reminds me of the lighter version of this other deck, a well-known deck that I use for shadow work. So let's just get these opened. All right, here's a title card. And let me see if I'm getting this all in. They are large, so I'm going to try to get in as close as I can so you can get a good look. So, Phantasmagoric Theater Tarot. Cardstock feels very sturdy. It's thin, but not flimsy, so easy to shuffle. And these are the whimsical backs. We've got some puzzle pieces and dice, almost like a game feeling to it. And there's another title card. Welcome, imagine yourself as an actor placed in a theater at birth. You have been invited to join millions of other actors to take your place on the stage known as Phantasmagoric Theater. Every scene in the script has been carefully crafted, and you've learned your cues. If nothing goes wrong, you should be able to sail through your performance until the final curtain call. But things can and do go wrong. Perhaps there is interference in the sound system, your costume is uncomfortable, or you're unhappy with the scenery. So you begin to make adjustments, and in doing so, cause minor changes to the outcome of the play. Using tarot, you can connect yourself through a psychic process back to the original script and recognize the deviations you may have made to the performance. Envision Phantasmagoric Theater Tarot as a doorway into your life. The curtains open, revealing the Fool, who invites us on a journey of spiritual fulfillment. And that's by the creator Graham Cameron. All right, so now into the images. 0. All right, the Fool. And it does, I think this is very loosely based on the RWS. You know, some things you'll see will coincide, but some kind of veer off to its own thing. So far, this one is kind of, you know, RWS centered. But I just want you to take a look at this artwork. Some people have called it creepy. The magician with his tools. The high priestess. Now look at this. And if you will notice on the sides here and here, puzzle pieces play a part in this deck. And her face is, you know, kind of a jigsaw piece. The Empress. She's got her shield. She's also holding a whip. I can't wait to read this book. We'll pick a card and take a look at the book. The Emperor. I don't know if this is a female character or just a male character with long hair, or kind of more non-binary, but look at the older computer. So this, yeah, I think this deck is 90s. We're gonna have to take a look. The Grand Master. So that's instead of the Hierophant, which I kind of like. Oh, look how sweet the lovers are. They kind of have a Rugrat feel to them. Some of this, the colors, these figures remind me of the Rugrats animation. The Chariot. Very, very whimsical. We've got seahorses drawing the spaceship with an alien in it. Now this is a little different. There's no lion or animal in the Strength card, but rather a artist's palette and a brush, books. Does that look like a brain? The Hermit. I love this Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Look how it's kind of portrayed as a game of chance. Lose, win, chess, pieces on a chessboard. Justice. There is the scales, the justice scales in there. The Hanged Man. Oh, wow. Looks like somebody's been throwing darts at him. He's wearing some kind of a mask. Almost looks like a human voodoo doll. Death. It's a kind of, even though there's skulls, it's a non-threatening death card. Temperance. Traditional temperance. Again, the jigsaw piece. The corner. The Devil. Wow. Devil has pretty green eyes. More of a female devil. The Tower. And I love the way it has the lightning bolt kind of hitting it from different, it's going through a different path. There is somebody in the background on a cross. Does that represent a burden or kind of, you know, the philosophy no one gets away with a perfect life? We all have our crosses that we must bear. Interesting. The Star. Very cute. Oh, I love this moon. It looks like he's shooting some shots here. And he's drinking this little guy under the table. Oh my gosh. This is too fun. The Sun, looking down on its domain. Very content. Judgment. Now, the Judgment is calling these kind of, they almost look like puppet dolls, and they're coming out of their coffins. They seem very happy to be doing so. And the World. A candle, a cloud, a glass, a plant. There's some symbology here we're going to have to read. All right, now it looks like we're going into the Suit of Swords and that they're going backwards. So we're going to go with the King. The Queen of Swords, and she's holding a die. She's almost got kind of a Nightmare Before Christmas. She reminds me, I don't know, maybe it's her dress that kind of reminds me of Sally's dress. The Knight. Okay, this is a little bit creepy. The poor little teddy bear being used as a voodoo doll. There's a pin sticking in him. The Page of Swords, very Jack Skellington-like. Are they cleaning his teeth or trying to cut the stitches in his mouth so he can speak? The Ten of Swords. So she's wearing her swords instead of them piercing her. I kind of like this depiction. Why me? Why do things always have to happen to me? You know, we've all been there. The Nine of Swords. So again, he's not in a dream or nightmare, traditional nightmare depiction. But maybe this is his nightmare. What is out there? What's beyond that wall? A little medieval figure with that cone hat and the clothing there. The Eight of Swords. So blindfolded, we've got the swords surrounding the figure, but they're kind of floating in space. The Seven of Swords. This is a creepy, if you don't like clowns, creepy clowns. Sorry. Yeah, my husband doesn't like clowns. He has a phobia against clowns. The Six of Swords. Yeah, so a lot of these cards are like its own thing. Some of them, yes, nod to the RWS, but some of them are very much their own thing. The Five of Swords. She's wearing a diver's mask, or is it a gas mask? The Four of Swords. So rest and replenishment, but he's kind of being forced to rest. See, he's chained up to the wall. Very interesting. The Three of Swords. So yes, kind of a traditional depiction. A pierced heart, but you can see the tear. Aww. The Two of Swords. So instead of a blindfolded figure with two swords crossed, you've got the two swords, you've got a little collapsed figure, no blindfold, you've got a little die there. Yeah. Oh, can't wait to go through the book. The Ace. The Ace of Swords. So now this is the King of Wands. Again, it's going backwards. That's the way these cards came out. So going backwards, King of Wands. Looks like a very jovial figure. And look at that die that he has right there. The number 5 on his hat. The Queen of Wands. Looks like she's engaging in some creative pursuit. They're paintbrushes. The Knight, also in a creative pursuit. Number 3. I wonder if the numbers have relevance. Again, we'll have to consult the book. The Page of Wands. And you see how the figures the artwork diverts. Longer faces, shorter faces. Some look more like Rugrats. Some look like Tim Burton-esque figures. The Nine of Wands. It's interesting, a magic trick. The Eight of Wands. So you don't see the fast-moving wands traveling across the sky. Interesting. Looks like, you know, well, I guess we should look at this from a theater perspective. They're getting ready for a show. It looks like a magic show. Seven of Wands, which is usually depicted as a kind of hold your ground figure on higher ground being attacked, but that's not depicted here. The Six of Wands. So alkalates, triumph. The Five of Wands. My goodness. The Four of Wands. So you see a lot of this deck is very much its own thing. The Three of Wands. Got depicting some teamwork here. I do like the feel of these cards. The Two of Wands. What are those scissors for? The Ace of Wands. Now going into Cups, the King of Cups. The Queen of Cups. So the palette changes for the suits. So now we're going into kind of pinks and grays. The Knight. The Page of Cups. Look at the little figure. It's dangling from the finger. Number correspondences. It's got an artist palette around his neck, or yeah, it has to be an artist palette. The Ten of Cups. It's very cute, these little jack-in-a-box figures. The Nine of Cups. The Eight. Figure seems to be very happy about moving away from what no longer serves, you know, the traditional meaning. Like the little space flying saucer above the little city. The Seven of Cups. This is usually the choice. Lots of cups depicted with choices, but this is a little bit different. The Six of Cups. The Five of Cups. A little bit different. This almost looks like a devil figure, or it could be a devil card, you know, chained up to the wall. This is very interesting. Oh, wow. The Four of Cups. She looks like a Harley Quinn type figure. She's got poppets or something hanging from the walls. She's drawing, I don't know if she's drawing a family or a hit list. The Three of Cups. Oh, look, they're all sharing, having a drink together. The Two of Cups also. These images are very mesmerizing. And I will show you what deck it reminds me of. But just with a lighter feel, color palette, maybe. That's the Ace of Cups. The King of Coins. The Queen of Coins. So now we've got the purples. The Knight. So the knights are not shown, you know, to be very action oriented. You know, like on a horse or on a bicycle or showing movement. But generally the Knight of Pentacles is standing still on his horse, overlooking his field or whatnot. But so this one is overlooking his money. And this is the Page. Looks like he's learning how to gamble. Oh my. Here's the Ten of Coins. Looks like a kingly figure here. Are these his tenants paying their rent? The Nine of Coins. Usually shown as a woman in her garden with her abundance, but she's in a theatrical setting earning her coin. This is fairly traditional, the 8 of Coins, working on perfecting a craft. This kind of looks like Johnny Depp, Edward Scissorhands without the scissor hands. So very like Tim Burton-esque. The 7 of Coins. That's fairly traditional. The 6 of Coins. The 5 of Coins. Is this the poor relation being invited in? Oh, this deck. Very interesting. The 4 of Coins. This little mouse almost looks like a Mr. Scrooge type figure. It's just the feeling I'm getting off of him. The 3 of Coins. The 2 of Coins. Look at all these different masks. And finally, the Ace. All right, let's pull out just a little bit. I'm going to take out the title cards. So these, for my small little hands, are going to be very, very hard to shuffle. Only because they're large and my hands are small. I might have to divide them in half, and I'll do kind of a side riffle shuffle, and that works fine. The cardstock moves easily. It's very good to shuffle. Very, very easy to shuffle as far as the cardstock, not the size. So if you have small hands, be aware. But sometimes I like to purchase a big deck, especially one that has a lot to it. And with these whimsical images, now I'm going to show you what I think this is the light version or the brother and sister version or cousin of a very well-known mass market deck that's very popular, but it has a darker field to it, and that is the Deviant Moon. And it just, I don't know, the way the images, get rid of I have these in order right now, but do you see what I mean? Just kind of a light and shade version. And the cardstock actually feels very similar, except these are smaller, these are narrower. Look at the difference. I think these are narrower than a traditional RWS, maybe slightly taller. So this isn't a typical tarot size card, but it's close. But you see how much larger the deck is. So this is kind of a whimsical version of this darker version. It just reminds me, maybe I should have kept it in order before I started doing a side-by-side, but you see what I mean. And that's why I knew I had to get this deck. A little bit more cartoony, whimsical, carefree. free, maybe just because of the color palette, but I do see some dark shadow in this deck. So a lot of light and shade in this one. So just so you can kind of get the feel of where I was coming from for that. Well, let's pull a card and we'll take a look at the guidebook. I know I had no idea about this deck until I saw it on the Hermit's Caves channel. So just, well, why don't we take this one that flew out? The 5 of Coins. Yes, because it doesn't look too typical. So we have coins at the end. And they're going backward in the book, too. Okay. Oh, so they're given names. The characters have been given names. So this is Jake. Jake has unexpectedly lost his job at the guest house, and due to limited skills, he is having a difficult time finding another job. He does not allow himself to become discouraged. Instead, he approaches a new hotel in order to develop his skills. So the divinatory meaning, the 5 of Coins, encourage us to confront our limitations and develop our abilities. Reverse meaning, blaming others for our misfortunes and instability. So it doesn't really have any keywords. It has a situation and a regular divinatory and a reversed meaning. So I like how they gave him a name. I'm just gonna, let's just pull another one. We'll pull one from the bottom of the deck. Okay, this was another one I was interested in. So the 8 of Wands, usually depicted as fast-moving motion. Because this is a theatrical deck, obviously they're getting ready for a show. So let's find the Wands and the 8 of Wands. Okay. Being a part of the circus guarantees plenty of activity and movement. Here is Fingerpin with 2 of his road crew. The time has arrived for the Fire Wand Circus to move on toward new land. Great opportunities await them, and so they travel with positive feelings. Divinatory meaning, the 8 of Wands represents a time of moving forward and new ideas. So it's same meaning, just depicted differently. Reverse meaning, overblown ambitions, traveling against will. All right, so, you know, I want to find, let's find, I want to find a major. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's do this. The Wheel of Fortune. I do like this Wheel of Fortune. I think the artwork is really cool. So, Wheel of Fortune. So, Destiny card. The astrological influence is Jupiter. You are standing upon life's chessboard. Before you is a great wheel. Life is both full of good and bad times. Observe how the theater is held together. With both comedy and tragedy upon the wheel, a black arrow points upwards. In front of it stands chess piece inhabitants. To either side are signs indicating win or lose. We are not always in control of life. At times, a governing law decides our future. The wheel is continually on the move, taking us from one situation to another. Life will not always move us the way we would like it to, but it will direct us on a path to progress. We must appreciate our good fortune. The wheel represents the value of life's opportunity. Divinatory meaning, patience, new experiences, changes coming, opportunity in disguise. Reverse meaning, a setback, a positive outcome possible only through great expense. So I like this. It's going to be fun working with this deck. I am glad I got it. It is a very affordable deck. On Amazon, the French version is available on Amazon for $26. I don't know why they don't have the English version. There is the English version. You can find it on Etsy. And it's $19, but you know, there's shipping, about $8 shipping from what I saw. So I ended up getting this on eBay, and it was about $19-20 with free shipping. And it was, as you saw, a new deck. It didn't have the plastic around the box, but the cards were in shrink wrap, and they're brand new. So that is the Phantasmagoric Theater Tarot. Let me know what you think. Do you find it creepy? How do you think it compares to the Deviant Moon Tarot? Is this something that might be in your wheelhouse? Something you never heard of? Or are you familiar with this deck? Let me know in the comments. I would appreciate a subscribe or like if you found any value to this video. And as always, I'd like to thank you for taking your valuable time to look at my video. And until next time, when we have another unboxing or a look at my deck collection, that's still not done yet. I hope you have a wonderful day, and blessings to all.